When you see a honeybee buzzing past, you're looking at one of nature's most hardworking pollinators. These tiny insects act as a biological engine that helps gardens bloom and forms the foundation for many of the foods we eat every day. Inside the hive, bees transform plant nectar into highly nutritious honey, sustaining an agricultural economy managed by beekeepers across the globe. Because our global food supply relies on their survival, understanding exactly how they live, grow, and reproduce is essential. Mastering these biological processes is also a core requirement you'll need for the SEE exam. This shows the biological classification of the honeybee. Moving down the ranks, they belong to kingdom Animalia, phylum Arthropoda, class Insecta, and genus Apis. Within that genus, farmers in Nepal rear three main species: Apis cerana, Apis dorsata, and Apis mellifera. Despite differences across those species, every honeybee colony operates under a strict, genetically programmed social structure. Inside the hive, every single task is divided among three highly specialized types of bees. Here is a comparison chart showing the three members of that social structure: the queen, the worker, and the drone. Notice how their body shapes and sizes are entirely different, engineered for specific tasks. The queen is the largest bee in the hive. She is the only fertile female, meaning her sole job is laying eggs. She has an unbarbed stinger and keeps the colony united by secreting chemical signals called pheromones. Next are the workers. These are sterile females, significantly smaller than the queen. They possess a barbed stinger used for colony defense and take on all the labor, foraging for nectar, building honeycomb, and nursing the young. Finally, the drones. These are the male bees. You can easily spot them by their distinctly larger eyes. They do not have a stinger at all, and their single biological purpose is to mate. A bee's physical anatomy, specifically the structure of its stinger and its reproductive organs, defines its role in the colony. Let's look at this timeline mapping out how these bees develop. All honeybees undergo complete metamorphosis, which means they pass through four distinct stages: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. The total development time changes depending on the caste. A queen emerges as a fully formed adult in just 16 days. A worker takes 21 days, and a drone requires 24 days to develop completely. The queen completes her cycle 5 days faster than a worker because she is fed a highly nutritious secretion called royal jelly throughout her entire larval stage. Let's lock this in. I'm going to hide the numbers. Pause the video here and try to fill in the exact day counts for the queen, worker, and drone yourself. Memorizing these specific numerical differences is a classic requirement for the SEE exam. Examiners test these timelines to verify your understanding of how nutrition impacts biological growth rates. This split screen illustrates two distinct flight behaviors that students often confuse. On the left is the nuptial flight. This is an individual reproduction event where a virgin queen flies high into the air to mate. During this flight, she stores enough sperm to last her entire lifetime. For the male drones that follow and mate with her, the act is fatal. They die immediately afterward. Now look at the right side. This is swarming. Swarming is a survival mechanism for the colony to reproduce when their current hive becomes too overcrowded. When a hive swarms, the old queen takes about half of the worker population to build a new home. They leave behind a newly hatched queen to inherit the original hive. To keep them straight on a test, the nuptial flight creates new individual bees, while swarming creates entirely new colonies. Let's apply this to a real test scenario. Here is a sample SEE exam question. A bee emerges after 16 days of development and possesses an unbarbed stinger. Identify the bee and state its primary function. Matching 16 days and an unbarbed stinger identifies the queen bee. As the only fertile female, her primary function is laying eggs. This summary chart organizes all the testable facts we've covered today. Take a screenshot to keep the taxonomy, the physical traits of the three castes, and their distinct life cycle day counts handy for review. By mastering these specific biological parameters and understanding how they dictate the hive's behaviors, you are fully prepared to ace this subject on exam day.